Here's the foundation. Your skeletal muscle is the single largest site of glucose uptake in your body. Think of it as a metabolic sink or a glucose sink, where your body sends glucose to be stored and used for energy. The more healthy and functioning muscle tissue that you have, the bigger that sink, and the more efficiently your body manages sugar or glucose. But in insulin resistance, the problem is a communication breakdown, so to speak. Many of your cells have become less responsive to insulin's signal. Insulin knocks at the door, but the door doesn't open as readily as it once did. As a result, glucose stays in the bloodstream and your blood sugars start rising. Here's what most people don't know, and it's usually where the wows happen. Your muscles have a second door, and it doesn't need insulin to open it. When your muscles contract during any resistance training or moderate to vigorous activity, glucose transporters called GLUT4 move to the surface of the muscle cell. Normally, insulin is what triggers that movement. But remember, in insulin resistance, your cells are not responding to insulin signal the way they once did or the way that they should. But muscle contraction triggers it too, through a completely separate pathway. So your muscles can pull glucose out of the bloodstream through the act of moving, completely independent of insulin. So the foundation is moderate to vigorous physical activity. Movement at that intensity activates that pathway. And resistance training gets a special mention here because of what it builds over time: the muscle mass, GLUT4 density, and insulin signaling capacity that compounds after every session, especially with progressive overload. That's what I'm sharing in clinic when I'm explaining why I recommend physical activity. And it almost always lands the same way. Wow, I didn't know that. And now you do. And it's such a beautiful design. So if you have insulin resistance and you have the physical ability, I encourage you to move your God-given muscles. Your body was beautifully designed. And by the grace of God, you have this second door, this second pathway to combat your insulin resistance. And I find this striking every time I explain it.